Everyone, it's Karen. Just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing something a little bit different in my videos from now on. What I've been finding is that I spend a lot of time making videos to teach people how to do things with their crafting tools, and I'm not getting any time to do any crafting. So instead of doing tutorials based on computer programs, what I'm going to be doing is showing you how I make things actually doing the crafts. So they're going to be actual project videos. I plan to be posting 2 or 3 times a week from now on. And I'd really like to thank you for following me all these years. And I'd like to ask you to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of the fun videos coming up. Thanks so much. And here's the first video. I'm very busy working on my daughter's baby album. So I've got 3 pictures here that I'm going to be using in this layout. And I have cut some pieces of pattern paper that will be backgrounds on my layout. Put them together here. There's a bit of space, and I'll be able to lay out my pictures the way I want them. I guess this one will be here. I think I'll do it like this. Okay, so over here in design space, I've set up all the different shapes that I wanted. And the way I found these was I just went into insert images and typed in the words hearts, clouds, and stars, and then chose the ones that I liked. The heart border that I made was made with this image over here, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So what I did is I ungrouped the heart, pulled away the blue part, and I don't need that. And I made this a little bit smaller, and I duplicated it a number of times. I actually did 6, but I'm just going to work with these for now. I want them spaced out about this much. I want my border, the final length, to be this much over here, between this heart and this heart. And then I'm going to choose all of these, and I'm going to click Align, Distribute horizontally, so that they will overlap each other. And I'm going to also align them to the top. So now I find that they're overlapped a little bit too much. I just want them slightly overlapping. So I'm going to pull this heart out further, choose them all again, distribute them again, and now you see they're overlapping only a little bit, but you'll see that this heart is up higher than the others, and actually I want it to overlap just a little bit more than that. So I'm going to do it again, align and then distribute, and I'm going to also line them up to the top again. And then I'll weld them. And that's all there is to doing that. These are a little bit smaller. These are smaller still, but you get the idea. That's how it's done. So I don't need this piece. I'm going to send this to my Cricut Explore One, and I'm going to show you how silently this machine cuts. I'll be cutting the clouds using the Craft Foam Plush, the white color. So I'm going to set that up and show you how that goes. I'm going to click Go. Yes, I'm going to move these stars to fit with the paper that I'm using. I only have a small piece of the paper I want to use left. So these are all going to fit in over here. And this now works out to be 4 inches wide by 3 inches tall, and I've got enough to do that. I'm going to set this to cardstock. Click Go on the machine in the software. Okay, so I'm going to unload this mat. It has cut out my stars for me. I always like to use a spatula to lift the pieces from the mat, especially when the mat's really sticky. Now I need to cut my clouds. So I'm going to open up this package of craft foam. So place this on my mat. And I'm going to change my dial to the custom setting. And here in the software, I'm going to choose my material. So here's the foam. This is the plush foam here. So that's ready over here. And I'll press the go button. So as you can see, it cut through without any problem, and this is how it is with craft foam. You then need to work it to get the pieces out. And look at this, it's a gorgeous little foam cloud. I'm going to take a pair of scissors and cut close to where the cuts are. Make it a little bit easier to work with. And then all I do is I work the pieces. Until they're cut out. You can see where they're cut right here. So now I need my hearts, and I'm going to do those in a soft pink from pattern paper. So I'm trying to dial back the cardstock, and I'll press the go button, and it's going to cut out my heart borders for me. Okay, so that's done. I have cut all my pieces now. And while you remember how quiet the machine was, I'm going to cut some stars with my Silhouette Cameo, so that you can hear how much louder this machine is. Okay, so I'm going to go into my library and I'm going to find some hearts. Let's see, there's already a border that I have, so I'm going to use that. I'm going to ungroup this and delete all the pieces I don't need and keep only this border. going to drag it down a little bit from here to make it look a little bit more like hearts. And that's all set to go. So I'm going to send that to my silhouette machine. It's done. Cameo will cut out this foam material. Okay, so it's on a setting for cardstock, which I've got at 6. Sorry, I've got that at 5, so I'm going to set this to 7. I've been told that you should never put the blade on a setting of 10. I think 7 should be plenty. I'm going to come back to the software and find some clouds. Okay, let's see. Here's some nice ones. I'll choose one of these. Choose one that's kind of similar to the one I had earlier, which would be this. And I'll send that to the silhouette. And I need to change my material, of course, so I'll do that over here. It has a cut edge. It's ready to cut. And I want to change this to another material. Let's see. I don't know if they have a foam in here. They don't. So I'm going to add a material. I'm going to call it Craft Foam. I'm going to set the blade to 7. I'm going to set this as thick as possible, which is where it is already. I'll keep the speed here. And I'm not going to put a double cut. I'm not going to choose double cut because we didn't have it with the Explore one. And I'm going to send this to the silhouette. It truly didn't even make a dent in the material. I'm running my finger underneath it and you can see there's no cut there. So I'm going to try another corner and I'm going to do a double cut. Okay, so I'm going to choose double cut over here and I'll send that to the machine. It has made impressions in the material, but that's just from the roller pushing it and causing a dent in here. You can see that. But did it cut the material? Again, it didn't cut anything. Oh, here we go. There's a cut here. But it's very slight. I'm not able... I don't think that's going to work. Maybe. Okay, maybe. No, I think there's supposed to be a line here. Oh, okay, maybe. I'll cut this over here so it's easier to work with. No. No. That didn't work. Definitely not. I think this is supposed to go up over here. If I look back at the design from here, it should be somewhere around here, but there are no cut lines here. Okay, so Silhouette has announced that they'll, oh, there's a cut line right here. It's very faint. I don't think that's going to work. No, it doesn't work. I can see it sort of continues here, but it doesn't cut enough that you're able to pull that out. So this is ruined. Silhouette has announced the Curio Machine that they will be releasing, I guess it's at the end of August, and it's supposed to be able to cut through much thicker materials, but it's only an 8.5 by 6 inch machine. That's the cutting surface. And you'll have to buy that in addition to a Cameo. So you would have to have 2 machines to be able to perform the same functions as a Cricut Explorer. Any of the Cricut Explorers are able to cut through this material and others. I've put together a bunch of the stuff in the layout, like the backgrounds here, and I've put the pictures in. These two are glued directly onto the paper, and then this one is up on pop dots. The clouds and some of the stars are on pop dots, so is the border here, and this one as well down here. And I've done some stitching with my sewing machine. I also use glimmer mist to do a little bit of spraying over here. In this last part of the project, I'm going to be writing my journaling text onto this journaling block, and I've found font with a writing style in Design Space, and I'm just going to double click the text here so that you can see when I go into the edit panel. It shows here that the font is called Baby Steps. That's what I've used. And I went and I found a journaling block and I sized it to what's going to work on my layout. And I've decided that that would be 5 inches wide by 3 inches high. So then my text was actually larger than this. It looked something like this when I was done. To make sure that the letters are closer together so that it looks like script, I changed my letter spacing over here. I made it small, closer together. If I want to increase the letter spacing, I just click the up arrow, and you'll see that the letters are further apart then. But if I want to have them closer together, I need to decrease the letter spacing so that it looks like script. And at about this point it looks good. Of course it's too large for the journaling label, so what I did is I resized it. I unlocked it over here and I just resized it until it looked like it would fit. And I need to arrange and bring it to the front so that I can see it on the journaling block. And I'll just keep rearranging until it fits into there. And that's okay. But what I need to do now is I need to ungroup the journaling block because I want to attach my text to the gray area. And so I'm going to ungroup, move these apart. I'm going to take my text and I have to put it on top again. So I need to bring it to the front. And then I'm going to center them. I'm going to align. I'm going to center horizontally. And then I'm going to align again and I'm going to center vertically. Once that's done, I'm going to select everything and I'm going to click Attach in the Layers panel. And now my text will print right onto my label, and then my label will cut out. And then this is the shadow for my label. So from here, I'm going to click Go and go over to the machine. First thing it wants to do is cut out my label, or the background, the shadow for the label, I should say. So I'm going to cut that out of a blue. So this needs to be on cardstock. I'll click Go in the software. I need to select my Cricut device. So I've chosen my Explore One. And now I can press the Go button on the machine. I can remove this. I'm going to use this off-white cardstock for the part that contains the journaling. Okay, so now the machine is telling me to load a pen. So what I need to do is remove the cutting blade, insert the pen adapter, and then I'm going to put the Midnight pen into the machine. And then I'll press Go. So now you see that it's writing my text. Okay, so now the machine is asking me to put back the blade. So I'm going to take out the pen adapter and put the blade holder back in and press Go. It's going to cut around the label for me. And it's done. So now I'm going to put the last part together, which is the journaling block here. I'll just put some adhesive on the back of the journaling part. And then I'll be putting this on top dots. Because I've done with so much of this layout. Give it some dimension. And then I'll just place it here under this picture. Sort of center it in that picture. And there we go. And that's my layout done. So if you're interested in any of the products that I used in this layout, I will be listing them below the video and in my blog post. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.